Hello everybody, this is Kelly Oblak with this week's Sketch It Out Thursday. This is our inspiration piece for the week, and I love the bright colors, all the hearts, and I'm even going to use that word art to inspire something on my layout. I'm using a sketch today from Let's Get Sketchy and the Let's Get Sketchy blog. So the address is right there on the bottom of the sketch. I thought this one was a fun one and something different from the way I usually, or what I usually use. So there are my colors. And I also showed you some acrylic hearts I'm thinking about using and just a selection of journaling cards. So I know I want to back this photo on this aqua snowflake paper. It's from L's Studio, the Joyful Collection. It's Snowing is the name of that paper. And I pulled the turquoise, the red, and that acid green color all from different parts of the inspiration piece. And I'm going to follow the sketch fairly closely, but the one big thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flip the sketch 180 degrees. So I'm going to put my photo on the left instead of the right, and I'll show you how that happens in a minute. I did cut a piece of that green polka dot paper. That's from American Crafts, #summer, and the name of the paper is #popsicles. So all the other papers in this layout are Christmas papers to do a Christmas layout, but that green is actually a summer collection, which is really kind of fun. So right now I did decide that I want to put the photo on the left, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to use for the banners that are under the photo that are helping ground the photo. I'm also looking at that little border right there, and that border is from an old Cartabella sticker sheet, but I'm not going to use that. The journaling card that I just picked there is from Ellie Studio as well, but it's from a journaling tag grab bag that I got after Thanksgiving. The doilies there are from Recollections. They're from a little Valentine's collection that is a couple of years old, but there were so many. I think there were 60 of those doilies in pink, red, and white. I'm still using them. Those acrylic hearts are also from Ellie Studio. They're from the Stars and Hearts frosted acrylics, and you can get those on their website. And let's see, I did miss 2 papers here. The cardstock I'm using is just a basil cardstock. I like textured cardstock. And then the red stripe paper there is from Pebbles Home for Christmas. That name of that paper is Deck the Halls. So I'm using really old elements here. You know, I've also dug into my stash here because it's all the papers are at least a year old. The acrylic hearts are not. I have this bag of die cuts and cut aparts in an aqua color, and I'm using one of those tabs there from that bag, and I don't really know where that exactly is from, just because they're all mixed up for me. Although now that I think about it, sorry about that, I did write this down. That tab is a printable from the Good Cheer collection from Ellie Studio, but I don't think that's available any longer on their website. But they have all sorts of fantastic printables. It's early in the morning today, sorry. This was awesome cut apart came from the Ellie Studio Sunny Days Little Snippets labels. So again, I'm using a summer piece on a winter collection, which is really fun. And that journaling card that I'm going to use there, which says "This makes me happy," is also from that Ellie Studio grab bag. I did find that little puffy sticker that I'm going to put on the journaling card to add a little bit of red up into that top part of the layout. And that came from the Ellie Studio 'Tis the Season Puffy Sticker Collection. I thought it just needed a little bit more red. And I added the Ho 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 die cut there from the 'Tis the Season collection. And that's from the 'Tis the Season Bits and Pieces. All right, now I've decided I like that pink star paper, and I'm going to use that for one of the banners there. That's from the Ellie Studio Joyful collection. It's from the Shine Bright, it's the Shine Bright paper. And I'm using those little pink and green hearts up in there, and the reason I'm using the green there and that I decided to add that little green label is that I wanted to bring the green up from the bottom because that's such a bright color and it was pulling a lot of the attention away from the photograph. So now I also am going to use that green paper, that green polka dot #summer #popsicles paper as a banner as well too, up underneath the pink banner. And this is just a really cute, silly photo that my stepson posted of him and my grandson on Christmas Day, and he put a funny filter on my grandson, and it's like perfect because he really does look like he's wearing that hat and glasses. So I just love that and decided to use that photo. So now I've decided to glue a bit of this, start gluing everything down because I pretty much have things arranged the way I think I want to arrange them. And as I said, I did put the photograph on the left side of the paper instead of the right, which is the way the sketch originally is, because then my stepson and my grandson are looking into the page instead of off the page. All right, so it's just getting these pieces glued down here to get them to sit properly for me. And then I made that green banner longer than I wanted it because I didn't know where I really wanted it to sit. So I know I can cut that off on the side. And you're only seeing a little bit of an edge of it, which is fine with me. That's what I wanted to do. So that really helps bring that green up. And then that little red Ho 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 die cut that I'm gluing down right now, the reason I put that up in that corner is the red on the bottom there is so prominent in that journaling card that says enjoying every moment, that I wanted to bring a little bit more red up into the top of the photo. The glasses and the hat on my grandson have a lot of red in it, but I needed a big paper element that's red as well. Now I just decided that I wanted to add a little bit more blue because that blue is so dominant in the mat for the photo. So I found this border sticker from Cartabella, Merry and Bright. It's the element stickers, but it was like a ribbon kind of a thing. And how we used to thread ribbons through punches and that kind of a thing. That's what that is like, because that sticker sheet is actually fairly old. So I just cut off this blue piece to make that sticker work for me. I've had those stickers for probably, at least 3 or 4 years, I think, at least. And so I haven't used it yet, so cutting it off is not a bad thing because then I can make it work for me instead of having it just continuing to sit on the sheet. All right, so I'm going to do that. And one of the things that I'm doing now that's going to take me a little bit of time is the little stickers. The little sticker has holes in it in the scallop, so now I have to get those holes out of the sticker, which is kind of a big, kind of a pain in the neck. That envelope of little die cuts and cut aparts, that's what I've decided to do with those are all part of my Christmas stash, and I have red, green, blue, and pink and gray, and I had so many it was really hard for me to keep track of them, so I just separated them all cut them all apart because I kept taking the time to cut them apart, and then put them in the little glassine bags from Ellie Studio so the colors are separated. The glassine bags aren't working that great for me, so I have some 4x6 photo sleeves coming from Cropper Hopper, and I think that will be a little bit better because it'll be easier to pull things in and out and for me to see things actually even as well. All right, so I just glued down 2 more acrylic hearts on the bottom there. A blue one, or a turquoise one, and a clear one. And I wanted to get a little bit more of that turquoise color down in the bottom again because it's so prominent up in the top. Now I know I want my title to be black because I want it to kind of stand out in the on the page, but all of my thickers were just a little bit too big, and even the smaller ones would have been chunky and too prominent. I think they would have really taken the layout over. So what I'm going to do is, so far I've used the blue, the red, and the green from the colors of the inspiration piece, and I used the hearts from the inspiration piece. They were a big piece of this theme as well. And now I'm going to use that word art, and I'm going to directly lift that word art as my title. And that also, the word art, the words were in black on that wood board, so that's also one of the reasons I wanted to use the black title, because it, you know, it reminded me of the word art. So the title is going to be "You Make My Heart Smile." And at first I'm trying to figure out where I want that to go, and at first I was thinking I was going to put it up underneath those banners. I wasn't going to put it on this strip here that's just helping me line up my title there. So I do like it there. It's okay, but I actually like the space that it ended up a little bit better. So I was thinking about maybe separating it. It just felt like when it was up underneath the photo that it just felt like it was too separate. So now I'm thinking that I want to put the title here. And I'm liking that placement. Just, I don't know, it feels a little bit more part of that cluster and design, if that makes any sense. And normally I don't do this because the title's kind of hanging out there in midair, but I did do that. I did a couple of things I don't normally do. I'm hanging my title out in midair instead of resting it on something, which, you know, I like the way it ended up. It's a little bit longer title for me. Normally my titles are just a couple of words. And the other thing I did that I don't usually do here is I'm using just a plain cardstock background. I rarely do that, so it's kind of fun that I did that, but the colors were so bright. I thought that they needed white to keep it from just being way, way too bright. So that's why I decided on the white cardstock. And I really love, 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 love how this layout turned out in the end. I've made 2 Christmas layouts so far, and both of them are some of my favorite layouts for the year. Most definitely. So this is actually going pretty quickly. I didn't tell you where these letter stickers came from. They are the Ellie Studio letters and numbers in black, and I think these are just the perfect size for small titles or subtitles. They're great for subtitles. They have lots of different colors. And now I'm just fussing a little bit with this to get the U a little bit closer to that journaling card. You are not going to see me journal on this page, but I will do it on the card, and then you'll see it in the still shots and the detail shots at the end. I don't stop my layout process until that journaling is done. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'd never do it. There's a couple of asterisks on this card, or on the sheet, and I decided to use them to bring the black into my embellishment clusters. There's 4 of them. I wish there had been like 5 or 6 of them, because that would have helped me I would have preferred 2 in each cluster, but it doesn't work for me. So I'm going back and forth about where they're going to land, and pretty much they land like they were. So there's the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well, and we'll be back with another video tomorrow. Bye!